I've taken over 10,000 trades in the last 6 years as full-time trader. I've seen the euphoric hikes and the soul-crushing lows, and the quiet moments where the mindset makes or breaks your account. In this video, I'm gonna share with you my last 6 years of trading psychology experience within less than 20-25 minutes. And I guarantee that I will address every single one of those issues that you might be experiencing actually within your own trading psychology. And by the end of this video, I'm gonna give you as well actionable steps on how to fix those issues I'll be explaining in this video. So you will be able to 2x, 3x, 5x or even 10x your trading profits. Because ultimately trading psychology makes up to 70 or even 80% your trading success. It is extremely important, and that's the reason why I created this video. If you don't know me, I'm Jaume, and I've been full-time trader since 7 years ago, and I've generated more than $500 and achieving really high returns. Those who have seen my previous videos know that I started with just $100 on XRP. Things have changed a lot. First key point I will set up here, and I'll be really critic with one of the biggest mantra in this space: trade like a robot. To be honest, trading isn't about being cold or acting like a robot. Emotions like fear, greed, and impatience are actually normal. They are warning lights on your mental dashboard. They signal risks or chances that you might otherwise ignore. Your goal isn't to shut them down or eliminate them, because that's not human, that's not sustainable in the long term. Because you have to know that crypto markets are 24/7, so you cannot definitely shut down your fear and your emotions all the time, but to understand how to manage them effectively. For instance, picture yourself spotting a potential pump on Hyperliquid. If your mind starts spinning with excitement or your heart pounds with anxiety, that's your cue to pause and reflect. What is this feeling telling me? Is it a valid caution of the market volatility, like we saw on the 2022 crash? Or this is just irrational hype because I've seen something on an X post? From there, stick to your set of rules in your trading plan to guide the next step. No winging it. So to build this skill, start journaling every single trade. Everything. Note exactly which emotions you felt at entry, during the hold, and at exit, plus the outcome, obviously. Over weeks, you'll start spotting some patterns on your account, like how impatience always leads you to cut winner trades early, and here you can adjust accordingly. Let me share with you a personal story. I once lost 20% of my portfolio on a Solana trade because I ignored my racing heart, which was screaming over leverage. Now I use this experience as fuel to double check everything I'm doing. You should practice this daily and you will turn your emotions from enemies to allies, setting you apart from those 90% of traders that think that emotions are bad, emotions are useless. You just have to know that basically a chart, a price action of any single asset, it's like the reflection of the emotions of every single trader on this platform, and that's why most of them blow their accounts on the first year. So now let's tackle the first major emotional block: greed and impatience, which absolutely destroys your discipline and trade quality, especially in crypto. Greed sneaks in by making you chase quantity over quality, like jumping into every low probability setup just to win more and feel that dopamine hit. Think about it. During a bull run, you see a random altcoin pumping on TradingView. No real confirmation like a strong super bounce or high volume, but greed whispers. This could be the next 10x. So you enter anyways, and when it dumps, you're left holding the bag. This happens all the time with Dogecoin-like meme coins that are burning every single day. Greed also amps up your risk tolerance dangerously. You start with a safe 2x leverage on Bitcoin and you finish using a 50 100x leverage on Dogecoin, or even worse, because why not 50x? Gains will be amazing. Until one quick down liquidates your entire portfolio because you were trading on cross margin and now you're wiped out. You don't have everything. I've seen friends losing thousands and even hundreds of thousands during the 2021 crash because they were over leveraged. Over leveraging, it's so dangerous, and I will never be tired of saying that you should be so careful with the leverage. And also, in my opinion, always trade on isolated to avoid this kind of wipeouts. Then there's impatience, tied right to greed. You want instant results, obviously without honoring the process. So you chase prices out of your planned entry zone, or you cut profitable trades too early. And don't get me started on holding too long. Greed makes you ignore the exit plan, hoping just a bit more, until a reversal, like Bitcoin dropping after hitting a new all-time high, erases everything you had. To crash this, you should start with a crystal clear trading plan that sorts setups by quality. Grade them as A, B, or C, based on criteria like confluence of indicators, for example RSI oversold plus MACD crossover, and only trade the A's. Limit yourself to just 3 high quality trades per day, or even this is too much. But this is important to avoid overtrading. This is one of the most common mistakes on Hyperlab on traders every single day. And for risk, set hard caps. For example, for major coins like Bitcoin, for example, max 3x leverage. On altcoins, maybe we can set up 5x leverage, or even no leverage. That's no problem, or even 2x leverage. And never risk more than 1 or 2% of your portfolio on each trade. If your account is $10,000, then means maximum $200 risk per each trade. Stick to it religiously. If you're tossing and turning at night over open positions, that's your sign to cut risk in half. After 2 losing trades in a row, enforce anti-revenge rule. Step away for at least 30 minutes, go for a brisk walk, brew some coffee, do some push-ups, do whatever, anything to reset your brain before jumping again to your charts. Also, you should set realistic timelines too. If you're day trading breakouts, don't expect setups every hour. That's not realistic. Cryptos are volatile, but quality takes time. Sometimes it takes hours for a pattern to fully form on a 15-minute chart. And finally, master the output management. When a trade hits your first target, take partial profits, say 50% off the table. Then move your stop loss to break even and let the rest ride with a trailing stop based on ATR, which is average true range, to lock in gains while chasing upside without greed overriding. Let's walk through a real example. Suppose Bitcoin is consolidating on 60k support. Your plan says enter long on a breakout above 61% and at max 2% risk. Greed might tempt you to enter a little bit earlier at $60.5k. But stick to the zone. No exceptions. If it hits 65k, take half profits, trade the stop, and if it moves to 70k, great. If it reverses, you're still up. Okay, but now pause here and think. Review your last 5 trades and tell me, where did the greed show up? Jot it down in the comments and I'll be giving you a personalized advice for every single of you. Implementing this will shift you from impulsive losses to steady compounding wins over months. Now let's move to the second emotional block, fear, which cripples your execution and keeps you sidelined from crypto's biggest opportunities. And this is my favorite one. Fear of being wrong ties into ego, when you'd rather miss a trade than admit a mistake, overriding actual results. For example, you spot a solid deep buy on Ethereum after bad news, but hesitate because what if I'm wrong and it dumps further? The real question to flip it, what's the cost of not acting? That's the real question you should do yourself. I've missed countless rallies, like Bitcoin's 2023 surge. Because of this, now I journal every skipped setup, calculating potential profits left on the table and let data push me to pull the trigger. Fear of losing straight up paralyzed you. Your palms sweat, brain frogs up during volatility spikes like a sudden 10% Bitcoin drop. The fix: dial down risk until it's comfy. Start at 0.5% per trade if needed. Building up wins stack confidence, and embrace the losses are inevitable. Even professional traders have like 40 or even 50% win rates, but risk management makes them profitable in the long term. And as we have said in many videos, this is the long-term game. And remember, crypto markets are open 24/7, thousands of setups await, so one loss isn't the end. This is just about your ego. And FOMO, or fear of missing out, flips it by pushing late entries, like chasing Dogecoin top after it's already up 50%, and buying the hike only to sell the low. Counter this by predefining entry zones in your chart before any single move. And if price blasts, say above resistance without pullback, skip it cold. No chasing, ever. And lack of confidence leads to strategy hopping. One loss on scalping and you switch to swing trading, never mastering anything. Commit to one edge, like breakout plays on altcoins, for at least 20 trades. Tracking win rate meticulously in a spreadsheet. If that creeps in, just seek for mentoring. Join communities on our channel's Discord for peer reviews that build trust fast. Here's a scenario to visualize. Solana crashing 20% on foot. Fear says, stay out. But your plan has a support on $100 with RSI divergence. Enter small, stop below. And if it bounces to 120, you win big. Journal those missed ones. Add up the what if profits and watch fear fade as numbers to motivate action in the next future trades. Try this exercise now. Think of a recent FOMO chase. How much did it cost? Share in the comments for community support. These steps transform fear from a blocker to a smart caution system. As I said, we have to turn our emotions from something bad to something good. We have to be good enough to know how to do it. And well, to wrap it all up with actionable firepower, here are expanded high-impact tips you can deploy immediately to forge a pro mindset. First of all, kick off every day with a small victory for instant confidence. Place a tiny trade like 0.25% risk on a quick Ethereum scalp during high volume hours to get that win momentum rolling. Second, craft a bulletproof trading plan. Grade it out in detail. List every setup type, for example, head and shoulders reversals, risk rules, 1% max for example, some entry zones based on Fibonacci levels, supports, resistance, bounces, and profit targets, for example, 2-1 reward risk minimum. Treat it like your trading Bible, reviewing it pre-session. Every time before you trade, you review your trading Bible. And then after weeks or even months, this will be like your trading plan instantly without even reading anything. Third, when doubt hits, always err on lowering risk. Smaller positions allow you to stay in the game, learning without blowing up everything. Unlike overconfident newbies that go all in on hype, that's not happening here. We are not this kind of trader, we are not this kind of newbies. I'm not the one that is gonna tell you go all in 5x leverage on Pepe and let go. No, not here. Fourth, track your progression. You have to aim to evolve from a consistent loser to break even to profitable. And celebrate those milestones. If you were losing everything and next week you stay break even, this is a win. You haven't lost any single dollar and you were a loser 1 week ago, so you should celebrate this milestone. And even reward yourself with a non-trading treat. And fifth, if emotions surge, rage after a loss or panic mid-trade, force yourself away from the desk. take a 10-minute walk, take fresh air, practice deep breathing even, or sip a calming tea to rest. But get away of the fucking chart. I've turned around losing days this way countless times, and even the best traders in the world have bad days where everything's going bad. And here, control over your emotions, it's the key of everything. So discipline underpins every psych fix in trading. Without it, even the best strategies crumble under emotional pressure. You should expand on this by adding some routines, like meditate 5 minutes pre-trading. I don't know, maybe it's useful. Visualize successful trades, be positive, or even roleplay scenarios like what if Bitcoin dumps 15% to prepare your mind. Over time, these build unbreakable habits. Now that you have seen this video, here you have a full trading guide with the specific knowledge you need to become a profitable trader. Because now you have the right mindset, but you'll still need to dominate the skill of trading. And thank you so much for watching this video. I've said a lot of times when I was creating content on Spanish and now that I'm doing it on English. Mindset and emotional control is everything when it's time to trade. If you don't have control of your emotions and risk management, you will definitely end up blowing your account, everything. So thank you so much for watching this video and see you in the next time.